What's up, overcomers? Man, today I got a treat for you. This is Brandon Bagby, the lead guitarist for Audio Adrenaline. So we are very spoiled today. And I'm so happy to have you. I'd give you a high five, but I'm more uncomfortable with that.
We're really close today.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, very close. So, as usual, I'm going to ask those three questions. Brandon's got a great testimony to share. I'm very excited. So the first one, worst thing you've been through?
Yeah, the worst thing, I haven't had anything majorly happen, like an accident or something, but I think the most tragic thing I went through was questioning what my purpose in life was. And when I was a teenager, I got brought up in a Catholic home. It wasn't really explained the relationship with God. And it made me question things because I would see my peers in church, the way they would act in church, and then how they would act on the weekends at parties and things like that. And so it really made me question, well, what is this walk with God? Question it so much to where I fell into atheism and depression and suicidal thoughts.
Sure.
I didn't attempt suicide, but it was on my mind.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Okay. Oh, how did you get through it?
Well, the only way I got through it was a friend in school planting a seed, and he just kept telling me, hey man, why don't you just come check out church one time? Just come check it out. We have a lot of fun. There's music. I know you're into music, so why don't you just come check it out? And, for about a year, kept badgering me, every week, just come check it out. And I was at a party and got kind of in a gang fight. I got jumped, outnumbered, and in a way that was God smacking me in the face saying, you better wake up. And you better change some things. And so the very next day, in my own backyard, I actually prayed. I've not prayed to God in like a couple years after being an atheist. And praying to a God that I stopped believing in, which was remarkable that he can bring me to that point. I stopped believing him, but I'm still praying to him. Yeah. And I accepted Christ in my backyard the next day. And then that Sunday, I was in church. I was going to a church.
And the rest was history.
The rest was history. And started my faith journey with God and my walk and learning about him and learning what worship is and what a relationship with Christ is. So.
And you played with a lot of bands.
I played with a lot of groups. It was in college. I had my first gig with a worship artist that this friend of mine that was trying to get me to go to church, he planted the seed and said, hey, here's an album of this guy, listen to it. And it was after I'd become a Christian, it was like the night before I was graduating high school. And I went to this benefit concert, and the guy was performing, and I didn't know who he was until he started singing. I'm like, that's that voice that I was listening to that it ministered to me in those dark times along with my friend planting the seed. And I ended up playing with the guy. I ended up having my first career with that guy while I was in college. His name was Jason Morant. He was an integrity music artist. And that was a great experience. So, yeah. And then since I've moved to Nashville, I worked with people like Plum, Meredith Andrews, Darren McLean, All Sons and Daughters, Seventh Day Slumber. So I've done quite a bit and worked in the country music realm as well.
Now here you are, lead guitarist, Audio Adrenaline.
Lead guitarist, Audio Adrenaline. It's amazing where God can take you. I didn't foresee this at all.
From suicide, not suicide, actually
suicidal,
trying, but going from that emotional state. I think a lot of people are there. Let them know what your advice to them is. There's people in that state right now that lost hope, they're suicidal. Go on, man.
If you've lost hope and you're suicidal right now, the best thing I can say is go to church. Even if you don't believe in God, give it a shot. What have you got to lose?
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much, man. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
You are not a victim. You are not just a survivor. You are an overcomer. Keep overcoming.